need support for the Know Your Rights Foundation. So knowyourrightsfoundation.org. For the last week of the Melanated History Month, they call it Black History, but Melanated History Month, I may do that sale again and put it in the Melanated book, the Melanated book package. But for right now, you only get you get everything else except the religious exemption card. But all right, go to Real Nuggets for that, and Know Your Rights Foundation for the religious exemption card. But for the people who ordered already, your packages are in the mail. I don't got nobody packages I'm holding right now, unless you ordered like today. If you ordered today, your package not in the mail yet. But if you ordered any time before today, your package in the mail. So don't hit me up talking about where your package at. It's in the mail. You understand? Alright? Y'all packages are on the way. Everybody's is out. So appreciate y'all for waiting, for your patience till I got some flashcards back in. But man, a lot of people are jumping on this law, so that's actually a good thing that everybody's really trying to get on the law and learn this information. And funny thing, man, y'all better get on this. They're finding out it's easier than they thought. It's not that hard, man. It's a set of rules that you just have to sit down and learn. But it's easier to learn when you're in a class full of people who are learning it with you, and you're bound to bounce information off each other, and you're laughing and you're joking, you're clowning. All of that stuff helps the environment for you to learn, and speed up the process. So if you guys want to learn the law and you don't want to do it by yourself, get on over to knowyourrightsfoundation.org, fill out sign up as a volunteer, and we'll get with us, and then we'll put you in these classes so that you can learn the law and be the representative of Know Your Rights Foundation in your community. All right, so that's what we need to do. That's what we're doing. All right, so everybody's jumping on this. Don't get left behind and be talking about, man, hey man, what this law right here, man? I heard about it 2 years ago, but man, I thought that was some bullshit. I thought that law stuff was bullshit. Well, hey, nigga, now your ass out here with 18 vaccines in your body, huh? You better get on this shit. Learn your damn rights. We're gonna see you later on too, why you want to learn your rights. But real quick, I want to also, for the people who ask me, who are saying that I don't give informational references, which I do. I put links in the description box all the time. I'm always giving you books. I'm always giving you names of books and all kind of shit. I'm giving you people so much information, it's not possible for me to give you all the references where I get this stuff from. But I just want to say this for anybody who is looking. You guys have to understand, information is for the seeker, not the teacher. You understand? I'm not here for your opinion or for you to believe me or not. My whole thing is go look it up for yourself. You should not believe me. You understand? Don't believe a goddamn thing I say. Everything I tell you, you should go look up. And anybody giving you information that don't tell you that, don't fuck with them. Anybody wants you to believe in everything they say, that's on some bullshit. I don't want you to believe nothing I say. Not a goddamn thing. Because I don't care. I'm only here to pass this information on to you niggas. I ain't here to worry about what you feel about it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I've been here many times, and right at this point in time, I'm just here to give you information that you can use. I don't give a shit about what you feel about it. So again, information is for the seeker, not the teacher. If you really want to be conscious and elevate your knowledge, then you need to go seek the information. That's when you make it your own. You actually make it your own when you use the information, not go seek it for yourself. Oh, what up? That's Jace. What up, brother? But yeah, you make it yourself when you make it yours when you actually use the information, but you have to go seek it first. That's the agreement you have to have with the universe. You got to do the work. If you want the information just ain't supposed to come to you at your door like Amazon. You niggas is the Amazon age. You niggas think, motherfucker, now it's supposed to be dropped off at your door in one day. Hey nigga, where my knowledge at? Huh? What? You say right here. Nigga, I got the 1 day delivery. Nigga, fuck that. Y'all niggas ain't getting knowledge like that. You gotta go look for knowledge. I give you as much, I point the way as much as I can, but I'm not supposed to drag your hand and hold your hand through consciousness. Do you understand that? You are all gods. No one is supposed to lead you ultimately. Now some people are fall in that range where you need leaders at this point, but you really don't. You're a god. You think you need a leader, but you don't. You just need to find the inner god within yourself and lead yourself. So for all those people who say I don't leave references, that's bullshit. I show you books all the goddamn time. I leave references, I leave links in the description box all the time. All y'all gotta do is go click on the description box, which y'all never do. I get comments all the time. Hey man, what's the link for this? And the link is in the description box. in the description box. So come on, y'all, do your damn research. And then not only that, a lot of the information I tell you, I have the video classroom, the Real Nuggets video classroom. All this information that's in that, all these videos that I've already cataloged. You can just go dive into the playlist, y'all. All that information is right there. So stop bugging me talking about where the hell I got it from. You know what I'm saying? Go look it up. I give you as much as I can, but that's it. Alright, man. So here we go. Whew. Hold on, y'all. I gotta look up. There's some shit that the Supreme Court has just hold on. The Supreme Court ruled on this I think in 2013. I'm trying to find this for you so I can tell you what the here it is. I can tell you what the name of this case is. Alright? So, this is very important. So here we go. This is crazy. Alright, y'all. So, did y'all know? Did y'all know? I broke off before about how the government holds patents on a lot of the hokey X juice that they're putting out, right? So we're about to get into that in a minute too. But this, I don't know if you guys had known, the Supreme Court has basically said that craccination companies or cracksine companies, hokey companies, can patent modified DNA. Did y'all know that? But most of y'all did not. This is serious. In 2013, the Supreme Court, not the lower courts, that means this motherfucking law until Congress changed this shit. The Supreme Court, and I'm going to give you the case right now. The case is called the Association for Molecular Pathology versus Myriad Genetics, Inc. I'll give that to you again. The Association for Molecular Pathology versus Myriad Genetics, Incorporated. Now, this is a 2013 case. This was about patenting DNA that was altered by mRNA. And they said, and this is funny how this shit works out. You wonder why Judge Scalia died mysteriously. Do y'all remember Justice Scalia on the Supreme Court? The bitch ass Republican who never would let shit pass through that was gonna help niggas. Y'all remember that nigga? And then do y'all remember how he died? That nigga was on a hunting trip with the homies and just died in the cabin, supposedly in his sleep, allegedly. Shout out to Urban X. And I'm gonna hit you up, Black Dot Malcolm, for sure. Allegedly, he just died in his sleep on a hunting trip. Now, I want y'all to understand, man. I want y'all to understand, when they get ready to do some shit, they play chess. You understand? These are these are major chess players. And when you're dealing with chess, philosophy of chess, you have to work the board. You have to understand the board first. And so you have to work out your moves before this other motherfucker. You have to think 4, 5, 6, 7 moves ahead. 10 moves sometimes, right? And you're always trying to capture positions on the board. Or take major players off the board first. That's going to be a hindrance, to your winning the match, the chess match. So, Scalia was the one who gave the opinion in this case. He's the main one in this case. And they said that DNA that's altered by mRNA is patentable. You can patent that shit. You understand? It's called complementary DNA, or cDNA is the new term for it. and you can patent that shit. Now, that is crazy implication for you niggas who took the hokey. Because if you become 51, if they can prove that you're 51% of something that they've patented, then you become property of the company that owns the patent. That's law. Because the law is you can't patent anything that's alive, but not that you can't patent anything that's altered, genetically created, genetically modified. This is in this shit. You better go read this motherfucking case. You understand? That shit is right in that bitch. Let me see if I can find the page that actually says that shit. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. Cause that shit is crazy. Okay, here it is. I think this is it. I'm just giving you an excerpt. The result, the result in the inverse of the mRNA's inverse image of the original DNA, with one important distinction. Because the natural creation of mRNA involves splicing that removes introns, the synthetic DNA created from mRNA also contains only the exon sequences. This synthetic DNA created in the laboratory from mRNA is known as complementary DNA, cDNA. It's not actual DNA. And so when you got to read the whole case, they go down to when the conclusion of the case is you can patent cDNA, not regular DNA, but you can patent complementary DNA. Just down. You understand that? You can patent complementary DNA, which is just basically DNA that's been altered by mRNA. Now, what did they say this shit was called? Gene what? Therapy. What is gene therapy? It is changing your genes. How do they do that? Through the DNA. There it is, right there in your motherfucking face. Do you think they trying to hide this shit? Not at all. Because when the shit goes down, they gonna be like, well, we told you. It was right there. We called it gene therapy the whole motherfucking time, and you still took it. Who fault is that? That ain't my fault, nigga. That's your fault. I called it gene therapy, and you still took the shit. You dumb motherfucker. So that's what. This is the underlying thing that they don't tell you about. 2013, that shit happened, right? So now they can patent niggas. And what does that mean? That's a new form of slavery. This is why they want to track. This is why they're trying to track motherfuckers and put you in the system and all this. You're gonna be the property of them niggas. They gotta keep inventory. And billions of you niggas took this shit? Billions? Holy shit. Whoa. They have literally changed the species of America for the people who took it. For the people hey, allegedly. Allegedly, you'll be a new species. We'll see. If you niggas start growing a foot out of your ear and shit. Or what, we'll see what happens. But that is the game. And then, did y'all know that they can crackinate, or they can hokey you up? They can hokey you up through when you were taking the test and you was getting that swabby swab. Do you know they have something called theragrippers? Go look this up. There is something in science called theragrippers. Theragrippers are tiny little, they're not microscopic, but they're the size of a dust particle. and they're little machines. They look like stars, they're tiny little metal stars. Excuse me. And they have a hollow center that they can put, drugs or, hokey juice in it, hokey X juice in it, and then they inject thousands of these into your body, right? And so what this allows this to do is to time release whatever that is that is holding, either the drug or the hokey juice. It helps it time release better in your body. This is what they say they invented it for, right? Because usually when you take something, you try to take a time release drug, once you swallow it, it gets excreted through the digestive system before it's able to release all of it, what it is, right, into the body. So they created these TheraGrippers, which are tiny little star things that when they get in your body, they're activated by the heat of the body. So they look like stars. They're spread out, right? 5 points. When they get into your body and activated by heat, they clamp like this. So the hollow point where they hold the stuff is right here in the middle, right? And it's like this. So they float inside your body like fucking starfish or some shit. And when they get inside your body, they clamp onto this motherfucker and start releasing whatever that shit is into the body. Go look at that shit. They got a picture of the motherfuckers on a swab. It's like a gang of them on a swab, on a fucking on a Q-tip. That shit is crazy. And you wouldn't even notice that shit was on there unless the camera was like super up on that shit. TheraGrippers. THERA grippers. Go look that shit up right now. So they have that shit. And so basically they most likely have been microdosing niggas with that shit ever since they've been testing you. Ever since they've been testing your ass. They've had this shit since what? Early 2020. Early 2020. That's when they came out with the technology. Johns Hopkins did a story on it. So this is real shit. Johns Hopkins University is the #1 goddamn medical school in the country. Just so y'all know. So those motherfuckers did this shit. they broke down this whole goddamn shit on you. You can go look up the story. Johns Hopkins TheraGrippers. Now, that's the shit that's, the underlying plan that you have no idea about. Now remember, they can patent any part of you when they start to produce that extra, those altered DNA, that cDNA. If you get enough of that in your body, where it's more of that in your body than the actual DNA, then you become their property. Why do you think these niggas are talking about, you need 1, you need 2, you need Boost Mobile? Yo, who is this dude in here? Kick this dude out right here. What the? Yo, who is this dude right here, man? Y'all, my chat people, get on my my mods, get on that dude right there who's trolling up in here. For real. Come on, y'all. I need my mods to handle business up in here. Kick that nigga out. But so that's the TheraGrippers. So then the other thing that they haven't let y'all know on this, in the news is that 400,000. This is how they found out about this patent. The lawyers for these people, so 400,000 soldiers, U.S. soldiers, have not been hokied up. Do y'all know that? 400,000. That's damn near half the military. That's fucking crazy. 400,000? Roger Ragland, appreciate you, brother. 400,000 soldiers. So they're suing because it's against the military's policy to force them to do this, to force them to take their hokey. It's in their policy that they shouldn't have to do this. But they're forcing them to do it anyway. Most of the people in the military have been forced to do it. They didn't want to do it. None of them wanted to do this shit. They was forced to do it. So then they got lawyers and they're suing. Right? So these lawyers on the back end, they found this out in the first part of the lawsuit. Okay, because when they instituted the lawsuit and they didn't put something paperwork wise, so they got shot down the first time in court, so they had to resubmit the lawsuit. But when they did that, that's when they went and found this Supreme Court case that allowed them to patent your ass. So this case was done with mice. They had kind of turned into human type mice, but that extrapolates, just so you know, that goes all the way for just the DNA. That doesn't have to just deal with mice. That deals with the DNA specific itself, the altered DNA, the cDNA, complementary DNA. So that's what makes these niggas able to own that shit. So think about this shit, what the implications for just the public, and not only the public, the military. They would completely own the military. If they forced the military to do all this shit, and and all of these niggas is hooking up and they got all that shit in them, they own the military at this point. What I mean by that, the crackination companies and America, the government, the American government, who has part of the patents on this shit, as we about to see in a second. So 400,000 soldiers is like, yo, nigga, we need some help. Like, nigga, what's happening? These niggas is forcing this shit on us, man. We got nothing. No money. So this lets you know how this shit is failing, though. This is all bullshit. Nobody's buying this shit. Are you seeing the protests around the world, in Europe and Britain? There's hundreds of thousands of people marching in the street talking about, we don't need no crackination. That's the song they playing. We don't need no crackination. They fucking, man, this is some real shit, man. This is the turning point in the world right now. This point is the most volatile point in history, because they're trying to change the species. And if you let these niggas do it, we gonna be fucked for the rest for that shit. It's gonna be fucked if you let these niggas do this shit. And they're smudging the numbers to make it seem like everybody's complying. Oh, 90-something% of people have been vaccinated. Get the fuck out of here. If that was true, you wouldn't be mashing so goddamn hard on this shit. If 90-something% of the people have been vaccinated, get the fuck out of here. Y'all full of shit. That's not true. They have to make you think that, to make you think you the last one. Hey, nigga, you the last one, my nigga. We got 9 niggas over here. You the 10th. Come on over, baby. Come on over, hey, nigga. We got wine, we got brew, we got some barbecue chicken, we got bitches. Come on over here, my nigga. So that's what's going on. They trying to bring, and it's not, you're not the last. They barely have anybody vaccinated. This is because the alternative information is getting out there. So many people are fighting back against this shit. It's insane. It's not going the way they thought it was going to go. And then that's why you see a lot of the restrictions starting to be pulled back everywhere, because they're starting to see that the public ain't with this shit. They did a poll, and only like 20-some percent of the people gave a shit about the whole mandate, everything. All the shit. Everybody's like, nigga, we over the Pandeezy shit. They was like, nigga, we over this shit. Fuck this bullshit. Get us back in schools, take these masks off. Fuck this. So that's when they start to see everybody, we're gonna pull back. California, they're doing that shit on the 15th in 4 days. The statewide mask thing is going is getting taken off, because these Democratic governors, see, they about to get mashed. They about to get mashed on when this midterm election comes. So, man, it is a major. I like to say conspiracy, but shit. That's what's going on, and we're gonna see in a minute how the government is involved. And your boy Fauci, that nigga, your boy Fauci is the devil. Or he's the devil's minion. Whoever pumping in that nigga to Fauci, them niggas, whoo, shit. So, because right now, if you heard, he wants you to get a 4th boost mobile. Fauci just came out and said you're gonna need a 4th boost mobile. They keep injecting you so they can't inject you with as much as they want right from the front. They can't give you as much as they want because, it's too powerful, right? So they got to split it up. That's why, they'll say, all right, do 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then all, the accumulation over time as it's doing its thing to your, whatever, it's going inside and doing these genes, deleting certain genes that you need to fight off cancers, which is why cancer deaths have risen. People who were in remission got the goddamn, and then shit. These niggas was like, damn, that shit came back? What the fuck? Like, that shit is happening like crazy right now. It is not a game. And I don't mean to laugh at them people, but it's just funny, peculiar. Like, it's just the most fucked up thing that's going on. And they're talking about a fourth boost mobile while everybody else in the world is pulling this shit back. America, who has major stakes in this shit, as you about to see, is pushing for the fourth boost mobile. You know why? Because if you just saw, they just came out with Modernizy NIAID, which is the National Institute of the National Institute of Allergy or Allergic and Infectious Disease, which is your boy Fauci. They came out and said the Moderna /NIAID vaccine is good for blah 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 blah. Basically, now they're taking ownership of the cracks of the X juice, the hokey juice. Now that the FDA approved it, see, they didn't want to put his name on it till the FDA just approved it. The fucking bullshit ass FDA. We'll get into it in a minute. The bullshit ass FDA. They came out and was like, all right, we approve it. Where you approve it? That's when Fauci stamped it with the NIA ID. Oh yeah, well we part owners of that shit then, nigga. Oh yeah, you approve? Oh yeah, nigga, that shit is ours too, nigga. They didn't tell you that shit before it was approved though, right? They want to say, hey, how many niggas keep the bucket? Oh shit, they didn't approve that shit yet. Who ain't? That's just Moderna, nigga. Ain't nothing, we ain't got nothing to do with that shit. FDA, you're approved. Hey, my nigga, hey, Modernizy. What's up, my nigga? That shit that we made was great, wasn't it? Hey, we made. So, absolute fuckery. Now, that's why the restrictions aren't coming off as fast over here, because they got a financial stake in all of this shit. Especially your boy Fauci. This nigga need to be strung up by his toes in jail. This nigga is this nigga is literally just the foulest nigga ever. But that's how they got it going down. And so then let you know how deep this goes. We're talking about taking chess pieces off the board. About to bring in Dr. Sebi and Nipsey Hussle. Now there's a new documentary that just came out on the YouTube channel called Universe Inside You. I suggest y'all go look at it. Came out about a month ago about Dr. Sebi. Now remember, we were supposed to see a documentary about Dr. Sebi from somebody. From your boy Nick Cannon. What happened to that shit? Nothing. But Universe Inside You, the Caucasians, they did one on your boy Dr. Sebi. Pretty damn good. Go check that shit out. And the fact of the matter is, there is no Pandeezy if Dr. Sebi is alive. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. He is the one person in the entire world who could have lawfully killed the Pandeezy. Because he, as everybody should know at this point, he had the court cases where he proved in court that he could cure not only AIDS, but cancer and lupus and sickle cell and a gang of other shit that these niggas wasn't supposed to have a cure to. You know how? This nigga took 70 people in there that he had cured of all of that. AIDS and cancer and all. 70. They wanted him to produce 5. They said, nigga, for us to believe you, we need you to bring in 5 people who can prove that they had this before you, and then 5 people that, independently, that prove that they had it, and then they went to another doctor and independently proved that you cured it. We need all of that. Independently from you, we need proof. We need 5. Dr. Sagan said, need what? 5? 70 niggas. 70 people walked in the court and proved that Dr. Sebi could do what he said he could do. Only nigga in America that can have that claim. So remember, when you're surveying the chessboard, if you know you got a plan getting ready to come out, I got to take the most powerful niggas off the board. They knew, because remember, they had charged him with falsely claiming that he could cure AIDS. Who was your boy? Who was the main motherfucker who was in charge of that whole shit? Your boy Fauci. So you got Dr. Sebi coming out saying, yo, I can cure this shit, when your boy Fauci is trying to push AZT. He's like, nigga, so you knew he knew who Dr. Sebi was. That whole case had they tried to discredit him, tried to fuck him over in all kind of ways. He was majorly famous with the government. And your boy Fauci. So they knew who he was and what he could do. So fast forward to, we about to release this shit in about another few years, and it's gonna look damn curious if this nigga gets knocked off the same year or the year after that we do it. So we gonna take this nigga off the board real quick. Took him off the board real quick, early on in the game, where you wouldn't even connect it with that shit. So then, who gets a hold of the energy after he passes? Your boy Nipsey. So Nipsey's like, yo man, he heavily pumping Dr. Sebi up. And just so you know, Lisa Left Eye too, after she put Dr. Sebi on MTV, that's when she died. After she went on MTV and made Dr. Sebi famous on MTV, she get in a car crash where she the only one that died. She the only one that got hurt in the car. What? Wait a minute. You the only one that got hurt and you died, but nobody else even hurt? Okay. That's some bullshit. So fast forward, so Nipsey, he gets a hold of the story. Nipsey, and so this is why, there was a lot of people who said they was going to do documentaries on Dr. Sebi, right? But Nipsey wasn't going to do a documentary on Dr. Sebi, because there's some documentaries out there about him. But Nipsey wasn't going to do a documentary on Dr. Sebi. He was going to do a documentary on the case. You understand? The problem with that is, he was going to break down the case that allows this man to be the only person in the country, in the world, to say he can cure AIDS legally. That would have killed the game if that documentary came out soon as they planned this goddamn Pandeezy. Now you see why Nipsey dead? Allegedly. Allegedly. Now you see why Nipsey was out of here. And he said, he was on the radio station. Hey nigga, they take me out, ride for me, nigga. Shit. Fuck that bullshit. He said, go ride for me. But he didn't understand what he was dealing with. And then, look how this shit goes. The dude who smoked Nipsey, Shitty Cuz, he goes to jail, and automatically Christopher Darden comes in and is like, oh, I'm gonna be your lawyer. Christopher Darden? The nigga in the O.J. Simpson case? How the fuck do you know Shitty Cuz? And why are you defending him? And then, why ain't that trial ever happened yet? You ain't heard shit about that trial, nigga. The George Floyd trial done came, Kyle Rittenhouse trial done came, 50 million niggas trials done came and went. Your boy, I forgot the other motherfucker. His trial went and came. Dude, everybody's trial came and went. You ain't seen nothing. Oh man, I am amazed. Thank you. You ain't seen nothing about this damn case. Why not? Because They don't want none of this shit coming out. So again, Nipsey was about to open a can of worms that would have exposed, that would have blew the fucking doors off of this whole Pandeezy bullshit by exposing the case that made Dr. Sebi famous. That was going to be something else, because you know why? When you do that shit, you got to go in and you do interviews and you do research on the actual the current drugs that they're using, how they don't work. I mean, you have to break all of this stuff down. You do an in-depth breakdown of health and drug system, the drug system, and science and herbology and all of that. He was about to expose all of that shit. They was like, no, you're not. Not before we got this shit coming out. We all been working on this shit. Working on this shit for 20 years. Nigga, you about to do a documentary, what? Like, nah, nigga. So, man, peaceful journey to the brother Nipsey. I see what you was trying to do, man. You was just, you didn't understand how deep this shit went. You had no idea how deep this shit went, brother. And, you had no idea this was all about some goddamn Pandeezy shit that was coming, that came, what, a year after you hadn't even gone. This shit, he was gone a whole year before this shit even came. So, man, so that's the main, that is the main thing that happened with Dr. Sebi. That was why Dr. Sebi was taken out. There is no Pandeezy with Dr. Sebi. And just so y'all know, the scientists, so just what they just found, the scientist, what was his name? Luke Montano, the scientist that he won the Nobel Prize for discovering the HIV, the HIV, right? Luke Montano, I think his name, or so, he's French, but he's the person who Judy Mikovits, who did the documentary Pandeezy. She broke down how, so she broke down, she was dealing with Fauci early on. Her and Fauci worked together. And she was part of the one who helped find the HIV thing, right? So her and Luke Montano, they're the ones who found it. So Luke found it, sent it to her. She studied it and was like, yeah, I see what you got here. Then Fauci came in and was like, yo, I need to see the research. And they were like, no, this is our research. He was like, no, give me the research so I can. And he was like, no, you're not gonna do this. And that's when Fauci had her arrested and thrown in jail for 5 days, and then went to her lab, sucked up all the goddamn the research that she had did, and then he was credited partially with discovering, the HIV. So that's how he got famous, because he went in and stole her research that she and I think his name, I want to get his name right, but Luke Montano or something like that. And they're the ones who, what is his name? Montanier? Yeah, Luke Montanier, I think, or something like that. I don't know the friend, don't know. But, so that dude, so just the reason I'm bringing him up is